Good evening. How are you guys today? I really want to know, how is everybody? How are you doing in 2020? I think that's the question I really want to ask. Let me share this live really quick. Oh, cool. Share your story. I just learned something new. Hello, hi my friends. How are you? How are you feeling? How are you doing? Share, hold on one second. I'm just relearning something I used to do and stopped doing for a long time. I think that you guys are going to really like this topic. How to get your highest level clients without needing to be any further along than you are. And of course, you know my style. We're gonna do this super blunt, raw style. Like, I'm just gonna say all the things. Hello, Saya. You know what was so funny? So me and my team have been just organizing all my old content, and there was like it was the program that you were in, and I said Saja. I was like, what the heck? How did I think her name was Saja? That's probably my biggest insecurity, is saying people's name wrong, because I think I say their name wrong often. Who else is here? Say hi to me. How are you? Yes, I'm so glad you're on live. Yay. Okay, let me just, I wanted to, your timeline? Page you manage. Okay, got it. Trying to reconnect. Okay, are you guys here with me? It said trying to reconnect. I think it's working. Hello, Jamie. Haha, I probably didn't even notice. Yeah, I'm sure people jack up your name all the time. Oh, today was really amazing. It was kind of silly. I feel like after the quarantine, I got a little bit out of a routine of like savvy businesswoman, and I'm just sort of getting back into it. And I feel like there's a mess down there that I want to hide from you. Don't look down there. Oh yeah, it's all my news and my journals and my daughter's class and her homework. Dude, hold on, let me shut my Wi-Fi off. I keep seeing trying to reconnect. All right, hopefully it's working, because I really got some fire for you guys today. So yeah, so this morning I woke up, I went for a run, I did my team call while I was running, and then I came back. The guy was here to clean my car, so I had him clean my car. I took a couple client calls, and then he was still cleaning my car, so I hopped in an Uber and I went and got a massage. And when I came back, I had a couple more client calls that I took while I was bathing in the sun, and then I took a break in between and was chatting. Then I did some commenting and posting online on some topics that felt like, whew, like, you know, like the battle within myself. Like, I don't want to have to hold tension for this. I don't want people to not like me over this. You know what I mean? Like, I want everybody to like me, and this is going to make some people not like me. They're going to feel annoyed by this. And then it was like, yeah, but what are you here for? Like, what are you here on this planet for? If like to be liked so that everybody likes me? Or am I here to like stand for something and make a difference and to say what I really believe? And of course, this Facebook Live is right on target with that. It's not about the current world topics, but it is about you actually giving yourself permission to be where you actually are in the journey of building your online company or whatever success in whatever area of life that you desire, right? So, okay, I'm good. I'm glad it's back. I don't know why it was glitching. I shut my Wi-Fi off. It seems to be working now. It was saying something I never saw before. It's like went black and said, trying to return or something like that. So as I try to get back into the swing of like life and things being open, being able to get massages, having support coming in and out, the landscapers were here, the cleaners were here, like all this stuff. And I felt so loved and taken care of. And so like, yeah, I'm ready to hold the position for this. I'm ready to stand for this. And basically what I realized in holding my position of, you know, there seems to be a air of people saying, you're not allowed to ask questions, stop asking questions. And although I actually deeply understand what's behind that, I do, I'm not going to be told not to ask questions. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm holding both. There's both inside of me, like my love and compassion for understanding why people are saying that. It makes sense to me. I mean, I get it and I validate it, and I'm not going to stop asking questions because that's who I am. And part of what I feel like my purpose here is on the planet is to ask the questions wide open for the whole world to see. And I'm the student, but that doesn't mean that I don't know when I'm the leader. I can go from full-on student mode to owning my mastery in something in 0.2 seconds and half a millimeter second, right? Like, I know what I'm the leader in. I shouldn't say I know what I'm the leader in, because you can't self-identify leader. You can choose it, but you can't self-identify. I know what I've mastered. I know what I believe in. I know what I stand for. I know what I'm like, no, I'm not budging on this one. This is how I believe. This is what I'm fighting for here on the planet, right? So part of what I'm fighting for here on the planet, and what I'm going to share with you guys today, which I think is going to really, really serve you, is the right for you to be where you are, and knowing that the vision you have for your life, the success, the abundance, the joy, the happiness, the satisfaction, the financial success, the impact that you want to have, creating the change in the world that you want to see, becoming the teacher with the voice and the savviness and the looks that you desire and the physical things that you desire to have, all of it, right? You get to have that, and you never had to be any further along than where you actually are in order to have that. So for example, I'm at where I'm at, and I will never allow some kind of fear about making money, or someone's voice who maybe I feel like is completely valid, but it doesn't feel good, someone's teaching, or some world circumstance or condition, or some, this isn't about that. This is just about every circumstance that could possibly ever happen. I'm like completely unavailable for any of those making me feel like I have to be better than I actually am. And I completely do not buy into the story that in order to have lived my true purpose and have been the most effective human being that I could possibly be in the world, that I would have to somehow do better than I'm capable of doing, or be better than I actually am. Does that make sense? So here's an example, right? So when it comes to my life, I'm at where I'm at. So, in the journey of finding love, where I'm at is I was in a relationship that was, pretty toxic, because that's how we met 14 years before. He's a great guy, I was a great woman, but we were toxic and there was a bunch of unhealthy things. We both sort of learned and grew, but I got to the point where I realized and recognized that I was never going to feel the way I wanted to feel in that relationship. And also, by the way, that other person wasn't thriving. And my belief is that everybody gets to thrive and be happy. I asked for a divorce. All the paperwork's basically been done. That was 1.5 years ago. I'm just about to be legally divorced, so I'm actually legally going to be single, but I've been dating for the last year, and I'm at where I'm at in the love journey. I've explored into places where I have a workshop coming up on Thursday. It's in the link on the top, mandypierre.com/dating workshop, if you're interested in that. But where I came to the place is like, I feel completely free to date and explore and enjoy what I have without a prediction of what it means for the future, while I'm calling in and getting more and more clear every day what it is that I desire long term. But I don't need to know that right now. And as where it comes to love and intimacy, I've learned how to feel very intimate, and I've learned romance, and I've learned sensuality, and I've learned all these things, and I have other things I want to learn. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at when it comes to the love journey. Someday I'm going to be the woman who says, this is the love of my life. Maybe. I'm assuming, right? Because that's where I'm starting to gear towards, as I realize I do want to be married. I want to grow old with someone. I want to have the love of my life, but I'm slowly figuring that out. That's where I'm at. I don't need to pretend that I'm anywhere other than that, or have any other understanding, or want anything other than what I want. Like, I have such powerful breakthroughs within that. There's so many women. And now track with me for a second, because this isn't about dating or love. This is about you being able to draw in the most powerful people into your life, in every area of your life, and be treated as the leader that you feel you are inside, that may not be reflected on the outside just yet, okay? So as I recognize in this journey of having the courage to ask for a divorce and leave the marriage, having the courage to go back out and dating and crying myself to sleep for 6 months, and then learning how to be a woman who's savvy at dating, and then learning how to enjoy what I have without needing to control or predict what's the label, where is this going, when I don't even really know what I want in the future. Wise enough and savvy enough to actually recognize that I don't really know what I want specifically in the future. Do I really want the things that I said that I want? I don't really know. And being able to be wise and savvy enough to recognize all those things. That's incredible. That's an incredible journey in and of itself, let alone all the things that will be coming. And I can lead women who are looking to get clear if this is the marriage for me. Should I stay or should I go? How can I do dating? How can I just enjoy and have the things I desire and expand into the next level version of me without hurting other guys' feelings or, like leaving them and like taking advantage of them? Like, how do I do all of that? I can help you with that. But I cannot help you with how to have a thriving marriage or how to find the lifelong man of your dreams. I have no freaking clue because I've not done that. I can't teach you that. But what I can teach you is really powerful and incredible for those people that it resonates with. So instead of having some kind of story about I need to be a married woman in order to be able to serve you in any area of love, because I don't feel like a love expert. Like someone asked me, are you a love coach? And I was like, what? No. And then I realized I'm running a love workshop and I was like, oh, that's why she asked, right? Like, oh, I don't identify with that, but I woke up so grateful. Like I feel like the luckiest woman on earth to know what I know about my love life. And therefore, since I'm so grateful for it, I know that there's a bunch of people like me where I was a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. And that all of those people would be served so tremendously by understanding what I finally learned about this. So I offer a workshop about it. Money, right? I've had, I think the greatest amount of money I've ever made was I had an $81,000 or $82,000 day, $82,000 day, right? So I had an $82,000 day. That's the biggest money thing I've ever created, like in the shortest amount of time. I came out the gate and created 500K right out, and I've made, in the last 3 years, not including this year, 1.4 million, I believe are the exact numbers, right? That's 3 years in after being a mom on welfare. I am not a millionaire yet. I'm not a multi-millionaire. I don't know how to teach you how to calibrate to being a multi-millionaire because I'm not there yet. But that doesn't mean that all the people up until the point where if they want to learn how to come out of the gate strong, if they want to learn how to hold the position when all the shit's not working out and you don't understand why it's not working out and you calm down enough to trust the process and allow the learnings to come through and so many things, how to make it be easy, how to let it be easy, how to organize the back end. And I'll tell you guys a secret right now. Only you guys get to know this. This is not public yet. And the first 20 people get 50% off. After this training, write it down somewhere, mandyperry.com/how-to. You are going to flip out when you see this because I'm so committed to people stop getting caught up with feeling like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. And it stops them from doing the real stuff that helps them break through the massive stuff that I'm teaching you guys how to everything, literally everything. Like go look at the page and that's just the stuff we had the energy to put on the page. We're giving you guys everything so that you can actually get into your zone of genius and you'll now know how all those things work that we're trying to understand. How does the opt-in work and go to the email and how does the website work and how do you do this and how do you flow this, this program and how does it all run smoothly together and how do you make that all easy? Giving it to you 100%. So that's the new program that's getting launched tomorrow. I wasn't planning on sharing it with you guys, but you're here. So I'm just going to secretly tell you guys. And the first 20 people get 50% off. And that includes all the options. So some of them are one-on-one access to me too. Okay. 50% off. I know. I'm very excited about it because the go-getters, I'm rewarding the go-getters. That's why. So yeah, there's the workshop and there's the ultimate how-to program. It's so good. Okay. So that's that. My point is, and then maybe there's right now, I used to run 10 miles a day. Right now I'm running 4 miles a day. And even some days I have to take off because my knees or my back or my body's just like, nah, you're done now. And so like I'll go on the stairs, or I'll do something to create 4 miles or, basically 50 minutes of a warm up and workout. And that's where I'm at. Like I'm at where I'm at with my fitness. I'm the weight that I am. I look like what I look like and it is what it is. And I actually can teach people fitness right now, but it'll look like my version of fitness. How I went from 230 pounds to, how much did I lose? I lost so much of that a while ago. I lost like 50 pounds of that a while ago and then dropped like another 20. So I don't know, or I lost another 10. So like in that journey of how to feel sexy and sensual and dare to date and do the things and show up online and be all messy, like after I just had my workout and my massage and like I've got oil all over me, and have the courage to do that and to feel like you own yourself in your own body, and stop telling yourself stories about how I have to work out. Like forever and ever, I told myself a story, I have to lift weights, but I hated lifting weights. I felt like such an idiot in the weight gym and I didn't want to do it. And I just wanted to run, but I had a story that if I run, my body wouldn't look how it should look in order to look the way, you know what I mean? Like all this mischief, like I can help women navigate that endlessly. Just keep navigating that, letting it be easy, enjoying the whole process along the way. I've never run a program like that, but I easily could. I don't have to be anywhere other than I am. And I know you well enough. If you're like me, you're tempted to be like, yeah, but I didn't make $500,000 my first year, and I haven't lost 50 pounds, and blah, 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 right? No, but you have done what you've done because you're a fucking incredible human being, and you have done all the things that you have done, and you're at where you're at. And what takes most people out of the game, hear me now, please hear me. What takes most people out of the game is they're spending so much time and energy trying to be somewhere that they're not, that they don't recognize the value that they have to offer. And what happens is when they make their offers and when they show up to lead, something feels off. It's just something just doesn't feel right. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? And it's like, I'm trying to be where I want to be so that I can lead the people who would want me to lead them if I was there. We all do it. We're all human. I don't know a single human being who has not done this. We all do it. And what I'm suggesting is that the way to draw in the most powerful clients that you're longing to draw in is by getting really honest and raw about where you're at. Like, this is where I'm at. This is what my gift is within this. This is what my position and my stance is. This is what I stand for. This is what, if you come to me, this is the energy you're going to get. This is the energy of my containers. It's really just a journey of knowing yourself and giving yourself permission. Thank you for the love hearts. And giving yourself permission to just let it be where it is. Like, this is where I'm at. That's what it looks like. And this is what I'm available for. Like, if you want to, this is my life. This is the results. These are the things I'm super grateful to have. How I came up with the love workshop, which I literally was like, who's going to buy this from me, right? Of course, I'm human. I'm going to have all those feelings, right? But how I came up with it was because like 5 mornings ago, I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I'm so lucky. Like I had the most romantic, sensual experience the night before. And I just felt so loved and so taken care of. And I woke up and there was flowers everywhere. And I was like, oh my God. And I realized all the things, like, it was like this domino in my head that was just like first you learned this and then you figured this out and then you took this brave action and then you did this and you were judged and everybody kept telling you were crazy, but you just kept going and then you chose this and then you allowed this and then you worked through all of these feelings and then you navigated this and then you allowed this in and then you went, oh, how's this going to work? And then you let that come through and then you experienced it and then you tried again. And it was like, whoa, I wouldn't be able to feel the way I feel right now, like the luckiest woman on earth, so satisfied and so like excited. And I don't have the dream man that I anticipated it would take to feel this way. I just had to have like these experiences and understandings. Why wouldn't I be sharing that with the world? And of course, all the voices flood in like, who are you to do that, Mandy? Let the love coaches do that. Let these people do that. And I even had a client say to me when I shared a different piece, like I just shared how good it felt with a particular man or something like that in my private group, the Daily Raw. If you're not in there, get in there. Just type in the Daily Raw. It's a free Facebook group where all the things are said. And we're just getting warmed up in there. There's going to be so many more things said in there. Basically anything I would tell my best friend is going to be posted in there. And basically anything you would tell your best friend, you get to post in there. That's what that group is. So definitely get your Patinsky in there if you're into that kind of energy. But basically even one of my coaches she's a love coach and she's she's so incredible and so powerful. She was like, don't tell me you're doing, dating, like relationship coaching too. And I was like, no. But then I was like, oh yeah, like it's not dating coaching. It's what it is. It's my realizations and epiphany that got me to the place where I feel like the luckiest woman on the planet, and I get to feel the way I thought I would only be able to feel after I had the man of my dreams and the all the experience and the whatever the things that I had to mature into to become that woman and have that kind of relationship. But I never did. And that's true for money, and it's true for business, and it's true for every other area of your life, for your fitness, for your looks, for feeling really good about yourself, for loving your body, for feeling sexy, for feeling well-spoken, for feeling super smart, right? Like if you're anything like me, you're kind of pissed at God that he didn't make you born like Einstein. Like, it's kind of bullshit that you didn't make me a genius. I think it's kind of bullshit. I think that was a mistake, and I think you should have made me a genius, and I think we're going to have some words about that. And it is what it is. Like, I just desperately desire to be super, super intelligent, and I wish every day that I could be smarter, and I'm super jealous of people that are way smarter than me, and I don't understand how they can be smarter than me because I never stop learning, right? So, like, this is just a real thing, and I know my people are just like me, except for I've been loved by the other people who are just like me that are just a little bit ahead in that particular area. And that's all that's happening here. So in order to draw in your highest level version of your client, you first would really just actually own and accept yourself where you are and stop judging yourself. Stop pretending that you need to be somewhere other than where you are. Stop telling a story that the only way it'll work is once you get to this place, or once you've arrived at this kind of look or this kind of money or this kind of thing. That's the only way that you can have the success or the support and the things that you need in your life, that you have to somehow be different or better in order for that. And once you own that and you come into alignment with yourself, and then you get really clear what you stand for, which happens along the way. That's not something that you ever feel like, oh, now I know everything I stand for. Maybe, I shouldn't say ever. Up until now, my journey, it feels like I get more and more clear, but it never feels like, this is all of me and there's nothing else and I'm fully right. Like, that doesn't really happen. You just get more and more clear as you go. But as you do that, there's a kind of integrity that happens. And what my audience feels from me, because people will say to me all the time, like, you're just so compelling, or you're just so, and they say, you're so authentic, and it's like you always know what to say. I'm like, what? I never know what's going to come out of my mouth, let alone know what I'm supposed to say. I just let the words come out of my mouth. Like, I honestly, sometimes I'm like, what's going to come out now? It is what it is. That's what I've committed to. I've committed to being a human being who is super authentic, and it is what it is, and I'll learn my lessons along the way, right? Like, the best analogy I've ever given to myself, I had this vision one time of being a football player, and it's like someone comes at you, and before they used to hit me, and I'd be like tumbling over, like head over heels, just tumbling, and then I would get back up, and I'd be dizzy, and then it would take me forever to get back up to the line I was at. That was what life was like. But as I just kept going, and as I just kept staying in it, and as I just kept brushing myself off and going back up to the line and going again and getting hit again, eventually I became someone that when you hit, there's just a little, right? And I imagine that someday you'll hit me and I'll be like, like, that tickles, right? Like, that'll be really nice. But still, I get like a little, right? Like, my heart races sometimes, or the thoughts will come in and I have to do my work to get back to the space. All of that is to say, what you feel from me, if you feel like there's something different about me, or you long to have, and this is based on the feedback that I have from my clients, if you long to have a voice that's like mine, or like an impact that's like mine, or, the feeling that you get, like my clients will say to me, I just want my clients to feel the way I feel around you when you're coaching with me, which I've said to all my coaches. I've said all of these things to all of my coaches all along the way. I think this is just sort of how it is in this inner circle of the bubble that we do life together with, right? But what nobody ever explained to me, and what I want you to understand, is what you're feeling and senses is my acceptance of myself, my full blown. How could you be around me and feel judgment when you never see me judge myself? I screw shit up. I say the wrong thing. I do the wrong thing. I wasn't smart about the right thing. I made mistakes. Just today, I had a Diamond Mastermind Zoom that I didn't get the notification for. The back end was set up wrong, and I made a mistake, and I felt so bad, because even one of the girls, it's her first Diamond Zoom, and I missed them, and I want to see them, and I screwed up. And it feels like crap when you screw up. I hate it. I hate when I make mistakes. And then I forgive myself. I make it right. I made it right away. I apologized. I even acknowledged that it was her first time. I let them know I missed them. I rescheduled it. I put it in the thing. I told the team, make sure you remind me, fix whatever glitches on the back end so I'm getting these notifications. And on top of that, make sure you're notifying me just so that I make sure. And I made it as correct as I can. And now I'm moving along without any judgment or beating myself up. And when I give myself that when I am like, this is where I'm at, and I know it's valuable, when I feel that way about myself, when you come into my containers, you feel that way about yourself. You feel like you're in a space where, well, if she doesn't beat herself up for mistakes, then I don't have to beat myself up for mistakes. I'm not afraid to make a mistake around someone who doesn't beat themselves up for making mistakes, right? Or I don't have to be better off than where I am to be successful when I see this girl, Mandy, over there just babbling on and banging her head around too much and singing and dancing and saying way too many words. One of my friends said to me, like, you have this unique skill to say a sentence in 1,000 words. I just started laughing. It is what it is, right? Does anybody else have that skill? I'm like, oh my God, if she can have this amount of success being this messy and just like not ever needing to be something better than she is, so can I. And you get to create that kind of space and container for the people in your life. And what it's going to look like when you get really clear, like, this is where I'm at in whatever area you feel called to hold space for. Of course, since you feel called to hold space for that area in your life, you're going to feel called to go to the next level, and you're going to have that longing to go to the next level, but that doesn't ever go away. You're always going to want to go to that next level. But what are you going to live the rest of your life always feeling like you're never good enough? You always need to be at that next level. You need to have that next result. Well, no, but Mandy, you don't understand. I just need this. No, I do understand. You don't just need that. You need to get really clear on what you think that feeling, like, once I have that, I'll feel this way, and I'm going to wait over here till I get there. I'm not going to give myself that feeling that I want until I get there. Today, you give yourself the feeling that you want. Today, you are enough. You're already enough. The way you speak, the way you look, the way your content is, the way your graphics are, the way your sales are, the way your Facebook Lives are, the way that you do your sales posts and your CTAs, the way that you, talk to your team and manage your life, the way you manage your schedule, all of it's already enough. And we aren't waiting anymore to get somewhere. And the moment that you decide that you are enough and you simply talk to the yous out there in the world, the other yous that are running around on the planet just like you, seeking the same things as you, desiring the same things as you, showing up in life the same way as you, but they're just a few steps behind you or a few years behind you or maybe a lot behind you, doesn't matter, right? In that particular area, and you're authentically just being you, not trying to stretch yourself into 7 different places, that's when all of a sudden it just clients come from out of nowhere. They just come to you, they just come to you, they just come to you. And you didn't have to pressure yourself. You didn't have to try to learn something and regurgitate it. You didn't need to impress anybody. You didn't need to pretend you believe differently than you believe. You didn't need to pretend you feel or feel better or have more high vibe energy or that you're louder or you're more confident. That none of it needed to be any different than what it actually is. And there's always tons of people out there who need you just like you are. And honestly, the people that are ahead of you and doing better, they're a little bit too much. I literally had a client come to me the other day and say, I learned about you from Kat, and she's too perfect. I can't learn from her anymore. And I was like, I totally get it. I mean, obviously I coached her to work through that because that's not a powerful way to show up on the planet. We want to be able to be around all these incredible people and only have that draw us closer. And when we spot like that, we unlock that energy. We just allow ourselves to be around these amazing human beings and recognize and know that that feeling of jealousy is just us being called that is you. That is you. You're on your way. Let's go. That's the feeling. We identify with that feeling differently. But at the same time, I was like, I get it. There's so many people online where I could easily be like, oh, they're so perfect. I don't get it. And feel like such a failure in comparison. I just block that out. Black. Because that doesn't feel good. That's not the kind of life I want to live. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to restate this. Oh, my legs are sweating on my laptop. I don't know why. Maybe the massage oil. Or maybe because it's hot in here. I can't really tell because I'm on fire. Yes, Jamie. Okay, so the way to draw in your highest level client without having to be any different than how you are is to have the balls to show up just where you're at and stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing yourself to people who've been doing this for 5 or 10 years and be who you're at. Speak and have the courage to stand for what you actually stand for, what you actually believe in, and see it all the way through. I don't know if you saw my Facebook Live from yesterday, but we talked about what failure actually is. Failure is, I showed up and did everything I know to do until, if I'm trying to train for a marathon, I'm showing up every day, I'm running around until, basically I get my legs chopped off. So unless my legs are chopped off, there's no failure, right? I don't stop training for the marathon if that's my goal until there's a reason I actually can't do it. There's no quitting. We either succeed and reach our goals or we fail because something the measurement of failure for online business would be I maxed out every credit, and I've never heard of this happening to anyone. I maxed out every credit card. I couldn't pay my team, and now I can't pay my bills, and now I can't even feed my kids, and I literally don't have a penny to my name, and I literally am homeless, and there's nothing I can do. Okay, now we might call that failure. And how far away from that place most people are when they start freaking out and quitting. Oh, I launched a program and the program starts in 2 days, and I'm going to drop it, or I'm going to change the offer. I'm not going to do that because, nobody joined. What? There's still 2 days to go. That's the fiery 2 days. You see that shit all the way through. Don't quit. We don't quit. Failure isn't to I launched this thing and I added 3 people and I did this and there's so many other things that you're not, that's quitting. That is called quitting, and we don't quit. I will not quit so long as I don't quit today, right? So the way for you to do that and to draw those people in is actually for you to have the courage to be okay with where you're at without some kind of weird story that comparing myself to other people or beating myself up, right? Even the current man, that one of the men that I'm dating, calls himself fat all the time. He looks like he walked right out of a GQ magazine. He's literally the nicest body I've ever seen. And I'm so baffled by it. I'm like, do you think that calling yourself fat is going to make you look any better? he has this story, and that's cultural, maybe from France, I don't know, but he has this story that if I keep calling myself fat, I'll go to the gym and I'll work out better. I don't know. How's that working? You've been saying it for like 4 months. Can you stop saying it? Like, maybe try, and I make him say this. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding you. I make him say, I'm a sexy motherfucker. So every time he criticizes himself, I stop and I say, you know, I'm not going to stop until you say it. And I make him say it, and I watch the grin come over his face. And that's so, like, beating yourself up and criticizing yourself and comparing yourself isn't going to get you in it. Is it working? Like, how's that shit working? It doesn't work. It's like, I can't masculine a man into his masculinity. I can't criticize a man into showing up in his masculine and being like a full masculine. Like, I can't negative my way into something positive. That shit doesn't work. So if you're wondering why you're not getting the level of clients that you desire, it's not because they won't pay for it. It's not because you don't have the right audience in front of you. It's not because you live in the wrong place. It's not because your voice isn't good enough. It's not because you're not good enough. It's because you haven't actually come in alignment with yourself and accepted where you are and really owned your leadership in that place on the way to where you're going. And then you just keep calibrating as you go. You just keep owning the new level as you go. You just keep owning the new level. But you're never going to own the new level if you don't own the level you're at. And releasing the story, the crazy bullshit story, that it can't happen from where you're at. It's the only way it can happen, by the way. Hear what I'm saying? Do you hear me? I knew you were going to say that. Must have the balls. It is true. It's literally just having the courage. And this is how I think of it. You may have heard me say this, but maybe you'll hear it in a different way this time, or maybe you've never heard me say that. The way I see it is, do you believe that the way that the universe is designed, or the way God works, or soul source, whatever words work for you, right? There's some kind of power, right? So do you believe that the way that God works is that he says, hey Caitlin, hey Jamie, this is your purpose on the planet. This is what you're here to do. This is who you're here to impact. And really the point of life is to thrive and be happy. But I'm never going to really quite allow you to be good enough for that to happen for you. I'm gonna keep holding you just shy of being good enough for that all to break through and happen for you. And yes, I really need you to support people on the planet and to leave an impact and a legacy on the planet, but I'm just never gonna have quite made you good enough in order to be able to make that happen. I mean, do you really believe that's a thing? Do you actually believe that the way that the universe is designed, that your best is not enough for you to thrive and have the experience of life that you desire and leave the impact that you feel called to leave on the planet? Do you really believe that? That is some whack shit. That is definitely a boogeyman under the bed. It feels so true. It feels so real. I just have to tuck my thing up. I kept my feet down. Somebody turn the lights on. It feels so real. But it's not. It's complete bullshit. There's no way that's real. So if that's not real, then what is real? Then that would mean my best is enough. And the only thing that has ever been stopping me is for me choosing the story that I'm not enough and engaging in the behaviors that make me feel like I'm not enough, that make me feel like I'm supposed to be thinner or prettier or smarter or richer or more, well-spoken, or I'm supposed to do it more like that girl or that girl or that girl. Like, I was around these I was telling my private client this earlier. I was around all these super successful people, and we were kind of talking about like, oh, you're the girl that this, and you're the girl that that, and you're the girl that this. And they came to me and they're like, you're the girl that, I don't even know what, like, you're the girl that asked the questions. And I started dying laughing. Like, any little bit of story that was left in me that was like, Mandy, in order for you to go to the next level, you have to be more like her or whoever happens to be the thing, was like, no, if my crazy welfare girl ass could have the level of breakthrough that I had simply from feeling like, I'm so grateful for this thing. This has changed my life so traumatically and dramatically, not traumatically, so profoundly, that I'm willing to say, hey, this is what's available. I'm going to hold this vision for you. But Mandy, I don't have the money. Yes, you do. But Mandy, what if this doesn't work? But what if it does? But Mandy, I'm not at that level yet, but maybe the level you're at is fine. But I don't have the time. Well, then maybe you want to make the time, right? Maybe what we're going to do together is manage your time, right? Like, it's like, I just don't put the vision down. Like, this is what's available and that's it. And nothing you say to me is going to make me put this down. I mean, I recently went that with current events, right? Like, I believe you're allowed to ask any and all questions for you to become the person that you feel called to become. That questions are powerful. They're allowed. That we deserve to live in a space, in a world where questions are allowed. And so recently, when some like really heavy things were coming at me that I didn't fully understand, but people were telling me I'm not allowed to ask questions, all I knew was to not put the vision down. Yeah, but what I stand for is a world where we're allowed to ask questions. So That means that this part right here, I know we're able to, for everybody to get what they need without me having to put down the vision that we're all allowed to ask the questions that we need. That it's always safe and always okay to ask the questions, right? So it's like, it doesn't, you just know, I did this, I had this experience, I have this awareness, I have this current result. And I know that's available for the people around me. And now I'm going to create a space or a container where you get to step into and know, understand, feel, and have the same result as me. Because if one person can do it, anybody can do it. And if it's possible now, if it's possible ever, it's possible now. And I'm just not putting this down. And I'm going to call you to rise. And you're going to throw temper tantrums. And you're going to do whatever the things are that you're going to do. And I'm going to love you and smile at you and call you here. And I'm not going to drop the vision for anything, right? But I'm not going to pretend that I have to hold a bigger vision that I have to hold for you. Like, this is the vision is the things I've already walked myself through and I'm super grateful for. And it never had to be any better than that. And how great will it be when I'm calling you to multi-millions and you know, finding and finally marrying the man of my dreams. And that'll be so amazing. But I didn't need to be there to have all the things I desire to have now. I just get to enjoy that when I'm there as well. And I got to enjoy where I was 2 years ago when I was there. That's it. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's how you get the highest level version of your client. That's the work. And that's the work I do with my private clients. I think it's my daughter. That's the work I do with my private clients. It's the work that we do in our one-on-one calls. It's the work that I do in my Diamond Mastermind with my client. It's actually that kind of, we get to have all the results while enjoying the process. And actually in enjoying the process is how you create all the results. And it feels like bullshit. It feels like it's too, like, that's too good to be true. I'm struggling over here and you're telling me that all this struggling isn't enough. I need to enjoy it. And then, yeah, that's actually what I'm telling you. I know, but it is the thing I'm telling you. So if that's the work you desire to do, of course you can PM me. And then we have the love workshop coming up Thursday. Let me put these in the links for you guys. And of course, I want to hear any and all questions you have about this, because even recently in the current results, I've just been getting more and more clear, like, this is my purpose. My purpose is to fight for the world where we're allowed to be where we're at. We're allowed to claim where we want to go. We're allowed to be open and honest about where we want to go. We're allowed to ask all the questions and be the student. You will find me. You'll find me in all these other, I'll go, I don't care. If I have a client who has a particular, like, I have a particular gift in this particular area that I feel like I need seasoning on, the first person I'm going to go to is one of my clients, and I'm going to be the world's greatest student in there. That doesn't mean I can't lead in the areas I'm meant to lead in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just sort of how I roll. Okay, so the workshop is mandyperry.com/dating workshop. But it's really not for dating. It's for, well, it's also for dating, of course, but it's for all things just breaking through to enjoy sensuality and romance, and actually how I used all of that to fuel myself to go to the next level with everything else, like how everything, because the most desperate need that we have is to feel loved and to be known and seen and loved and feel intimate. That's our deepest desire as human beings. And without that, I suffered. And once I gave that to myself, it's like everything just started blossoming and blossoming and blossoming and blossoming in every area of life. So yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna hold space for that. And then, don't tell anybody. mandyperry.com/how-to. The team doesn't even know I'm dropping it because we're not supposed to drop it till tomorrow. But I just posted it for you guys. And yes, only the first 20 people get 50% off. So the coupon on the sales page, and wait till you see, that's like half the stuff I'm giving you guys on that page. And by the way, don't forget, what I do is make it all be easy so that when you're spending your time trying to build your company and you have all this like, oh, I just want my stuff to be as like flowy and as amazing as that. And I want every piece of content that I ever use to make money, and I don't know how to do that. I'm making it all very, very easy. And it's not all stuff you need to do right now. It's actually available forever, and you get the updates. So next time I run this and I update everything, you get the updates for free in your membership site. So every time I run it, you'll get free updates in your membership site forever. Yeah, it's completely out of control. So that's available for you guys too. Okay. No, he doesn't do that. Okay, I love you guys very much. Thank you for being here with me. I hope this message serves you, and I know and trust it's going to reach the right people. And if you feel like there's somebody that this can serve, if you want to share the video or tag them in it, please do, because I feel like this is just a message that needs to be heard right now, and that's it. That's it. Just end of story. We get to be who we are and never had to be any better, and it's all working out. It's all going to happen. Of course it's going to happen. It's already in momentum, right? The Unresisted Life, basically I'm breaking down, teaching them, helping them understand what I want and long for, that even the things I'm not even admitting to yet, they're already happening. I just keep stopping them. I just keep mucking them up with this kind of stuff right here, right? And when we could really learn to do this, that's when you're like, well, I don't understand. How is she doing that? How's that happening? Yeah, that's how it's happening right here. Because we actually stopped mucking up what was already in motion and in momentum. That's what happens. All right, guys, I love you so much. Have an amazing night. If you have any questions on the workshop or the how-to program, feel free to let me know. Hopefully you guys got to take advantage, just for being here, hopefully you guys got to take advantage of the 50% off. I love you very much. I cannot wait. This is a 30-day program with like nonstop flowy how-to ease of everything. So you never have to wonder how to do anything again. And there's going to be a Q&A where you can ask all questions and every question will get answered. So there's not a single how-to that you can't learn how to do. All of it, right? I'm including the flow of things, not just the basics. This is like, I invested hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn and understand this stuff, not to mention just countless hours researching, trying to figure it all out. And me and the team sort of felt like we've arrived, like we figured it out now. We figured the whole thing out. Like it doesn't get any better than this. So that's why we decided to run the program. And of course I was triggered because I'm like, I just figured this out. I'm gonna give them all of that. I'm gonna become irrelevant. No, it never works like that. That's when I knew that this was a program I needed to run. So here it is, okay? I love you guys so much. Have an amazing night. I will see you tomorrow.